It took you so long, we're in the picks and bans.
Shush you! Shush you! We're getting into the picks and bans.
Already said
Here
that.
we go.
Insta-Draven ban. Apparently we talk about his hair.
Apparently they dislike Draven because they banned Draven the last game as well, so hey ho, here she goes. There goes the Twisted Fate ban as well. They're now actually really
Pretty standard.
They're now actually thinking, what are we going to ban next? Who do they play? They do not like Draven, so obviously Draven's a good choice to ban for now, but they are going to go with the Blitzcrank ban, and there goes the Elise ban as well, so again, two strong picks. Two very strong picks.
Though I won't say anything because we're getting into this very few last moments before I need to put on the blocker, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick before I forget. Bam, bam, bam.
That's a very good idea. You should already have to say, we should say, at least we're prepared and ready to go for our semi-final match. KPS Gaming versus Lunet's Army.
And there's a Lux and Shen ban to complement the final picks. Now we're going to go ahead and see Thresh first pick in, like, insta-locked. Crazy, right?
Well, not really. We did see Thresh last game doing incredibly well in the last game against the Vladimir, which was that lane swap in the top lane. So we can already see what's going to happen afterward. Well, we can already see that there is the Hecarim, and they actually do pick. I think they pick a Teemo.
They are hovering over it. Yes, Doom Pony is coming back. However, last time Doom Pony was in a game, he tried so hard to get an assist. They never needed him.
No, so let's hope he does better this time around. However, Burning Pony deciding against the trolley Teemo and decides to go with the Caitlyn instead. Decent pick.
Gold, I'm still expecting you to support Teemo. You better get a Teemo on that team. And then be support.
Well, we can only hope and pray that he follows with our obligations. However, right now they are still picking what ones they want to pick right now. In fact, interestingly enough, I'm seeing a Nasus come into play.
Wait,
now I don't know if
I don't see a Nasus.
I do.
I see a Susan.
A Susan, hey? Well, I just see Saga Scarlet hovering over a dog, so
that's not a dog. How dare you call Susan a dog?
What's Susan then?
Susan is a very unattractive lady.
Well, sad face for her. They're also hovering over a Twitch. Now I think this is an interesting pick. There they go. There they are picking the Nasus and the Twitch up. Now that's very interesting. Whereas our Lunet's team have got the Lulu and the Evelyn.
Yeah, so good job. They are living up to their name. Finally.
Took them like a few games to sort it out.
Friendly? Daddy? You stay off that Talon. I saw what you did last time.
I saw what you did last time.
He stole a guy's Talon. Like, the guy was named Noxian Diplomacy after Talon. And he goes, hey, look, that's my Talon. And then beat him with it. I was just like, that's just mean.
Noxian Diplomacy? I'll just pick your Talon then. I know exactly what you're picking. This is why you don't have your name as a champion's ability name. They know exactly what you're going to pick and then just counterpick you for it. So they are going to pick up the Evelyn. They are picking up a Kha'Zix. That is an incredibly strong pick. Kha'Zix very strong at the moment.
They're breaking their theme. They were all green, and now they got a purple dude.
They're still all bestiality.
I guess 3 out of 5 greens will do, you St. Patty haters.
Now they really are breaking the theme. They were picking Ari because they were all beasts, and now they pick Katarina. Bloody idiots.
Wow, hey now. No need to insult the gamers.
I'm not insulting the gamers. I'm just cursing them for ruining themes. But oh well, what can we expect?
Monkey!
They're just picking who they think will do in their team for this fight. It is a pickup between Zed or Wukong for the last pick on the red team. So what do we think they're gonna go with Zed on this one. What do you think?
It's a possibility. I mean, there is no telling with Chinese Pride. He's one of those people that makes you think you're gonna pull something and then like, ha, surprise. Not really.
Surprise!
Yeah, not really.
Kind of reminds me of Surprise Fiddlesticks.
No.
Surprise Party Fiddlesticks.
No. We do not talk about surprise parties with Fiddlesticks.
But they just come out of nowhere and go, surprise!
Exactly.
Anyways, we can see that the final pick for the red team, Lunet's army, has gone with a Z. So here are the breakdowns of the teams for you. Yes, Kira, you can bring down the summoner blockers right now.
No, they stay up.
They stay up?
They stay up forever.
No! I do a bad impression of Darth Vader, I know, I'm sorry.
No! There's a bad Arnold.
No!
Break down the teams.
Okay, here we go. Here's the breakdown of the teams. For the blue team, KPS Gaming, we have got a Thresh and a Twitch in the bot lane, probably respectively if they do not lane switch. However, we've got a jungle Nasus, a top lane Kha'Zix, and a mid lane Katarina. Actually, no, I think it actually may be top lane Katarina and a mid lane Kha'Zix. I don't know which way around they're going to go for this one, so that should be interesting. However, on the red team, for playing with Lunet's army, we can see the Lulu support, the jungle, Hecarim, Caitlyn joining Lulu in the bot lane. We've got Evelyn playing in the mid lane, and Zed also playing around, maybe top, maybe mid, depending on which way they decide to choose.
Now, an optimal matchup would be Zed versus Katarina, but that would be optimal for the Zed because he just has so much upfront burst damage, and it actually helps him when Katarina comes to him.
Exactly. Zed's one of those AD caster bruisers. He is very strong in the fact that he can just output a lot of burst damage in a single moment, and that's really strong. That being able to do that and then being able to get out, that's something a champion can. If a champion can do that really well, it makes him incredibly strong. If a player can utilize that, that makes him incredibly strong. So just the combination there works out favorably.
So I guess the question is, Chinese, do you lift, bruh?
Do you lift? Anyways, I am going to quickly just be right back a second. Kuro, if you can just take us through both teams, and why do you think that they picked each character?
Well, honestly, the green team was going to be the green team, then the beast team, and then everything just kind of fell apart. Thank you, holy TF. So, what we're thinking about here is, this is actually going to be pretty interesting with a jungle Nasus. It's very rare scene, and it doesn't exactly allow him to queue up his farm the way he'd like to, because then he has to pause his jungle and slow down the clear time. So while it is very effective, the ganking really isn't, because he has to come in and then use his cripple. And if he does that, he no longer has a chase potential, because by the time it actually hits and he gets there, it's wearing off. So it has possibilities, but it's mainly going to be a tank in the jungle getting his own experience for the late game. Whereas Hecarim is the gank central when it comes to junglers nowadays, alongside Jarvan, because he has so much mobility. He can just show up in your lane, knock you around, and feed off kills to the AD carry or whoever he's ganking with. And the law of Hecarim is you're either snowballing your carry or you're snowballing yourself. There is no in between. So we will definitely see how this turns out in the next few seconds before we hit the banner wars. However, until my little buddy gets back, we're going to go ahead and look at an AD carry matchup. It's going to be Twitch versus Caitlyn. Caitlyn completely outranges Twitch. However, when it comes to everything else, Lulu is going to have to be on point protecting Caitlyn from Thresh. Otherwise, we're going to see some very aggressive gameplay, is a great way to put it, coming from the blue team. So here we go. We are hitting into the loading screen for the Border Wars and Skin Wars, as always. As soon as it changes from a black screen, bam, there we go. It is changing just for me, so now it's updating for you. We have a silver, 2 silvers, a gold, and 2 platinums versus a gold, 2 platinums, and 2 diamonds in that order. I think they do that on purpose no matter what, just so you can have the kind of progressive lining up. However, we are having a deep terror Thresh taking on a Dragon Trainer Lulu, Officer Caitlyn, Masquerade Evelyn, and a Shock Played Zed. I don't know how you look at it, but the red team is taking home the Border Wars and the Skin Wars. No banners whatsoever, though. These guys aren't honorable opponents. They're not team workers. They're not nothing.
Nope, nope, nope. But I am back, and I'm ready to cast some good games. However, we did say before in the last game that even though they didn't really have the skins of the borders, they were quite the team to be reckoned with because of the amount of stuff they can do together as a team, and we did see them displaying this in the last game. So we'll just have to see what happens as we go along.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it'll be another stomp by Lunette's army. They've taken every single game by storm.
They have, but just remember, the other team, the KPS Gaming, also took their game quite heavily in the early game and reasonably heavy in the late game as well, only losing ever one of their engagements. So whatever comes out of this, we'll just have to see and watch.
Well, just to say, it's definitely going to be an interesting game, and the game after this can only get better, because we have, again, either Team BasiK or El Chupacabra going against the winner of this match.
I'd like to see El Chupacabra in the final. I don't think we've really seen them in the finals yet, have we?
I would have no idea.
For all the times I've casted, El Chupacabra has made it quite far, but never really gotten to the finals. So if they make it to the finals this time, that'll be incredibly interesting to see. So we can only really see what happens. Well, but I'm in the game now, and already Lulu has put out Boxy Please.
Absolutely, I think you're just a little bit behind. However, we are seeing them just scout the river like crazy. They're all over that place. It looks like we're actually seeing an invade going down from the red team, Caitlyn and Lulu, kind of just exploring around.
They are at the moment.
And the blue team is pinging like, hey, people are missing. Why?
Yes, yes, they are pretty much getting ready for anything to happen. They are going to back out for now. They were going to probably go for those golems, but they are going to instead back out and just help them take the wolves and the blue buff, which is probably the safest bet. It seems that yet again the bottom have done a lane swap yet again. This time Twitch and Thresh going up against the Zed. Did well last time, but I don't know how well it's going to do this time. Zed is quite dangerous in all his, as we said before, his frontward burst damage.
Well, as you can see right now, look at those Caitlyn traps that were set. That is why they were invading so hard. They had that bush well covered, plus their own river brush, so they can save Lulu's wards until later.
That is incredibly true. So they could have probably taken those golems earlier, but they decided against it instead. Zed, already in the top lane, already starting to put at least a bit of decency down onto his opponents. He's going to stay Chinese, is going to stay nice and clear for now of the Thresh.
Yes,
and
the blue team actually initiated a lane swap again. Let's see if it works out for them as well as it did last time.
Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. This time, I don't know if it'll work out as good as it did last time. This time they're not going to take any chances. Zed already starting to be pushed down upon, but not as badly combined there as was the Vladimir last game, able to hold his own a little bit better this time around. Whereas KaZik's also doing a decent job of being able to hold off Caitlyn and Lunette.
Yes, they're doing everything.
Lulu. Technically it's Lunette in spirit.
Absolutely. However, we see Zed actually going on to Thresh pretty hard.
Well, yes, because I think as a Thresh hit himself a little bit too close for comfort there. I think he was trying to go for a grab there, but Zed saying, hey, I don't think I like you doing this, and just bursts him with a bit of decent damage.
Here comes Nasus for a lane gank, and they're just gonna back off.
That was probably the correct move as well. They're not as stupid as the last team, sorry to say, but they did get a lot of ganks on them in the last game. However, this game they're not going to fall prey to the same sort of thing. They are prepared. They are going to stop any sort of stuff happening. Even Nasus is having to stick around because he can't do anything. He has to stay there.
And this is how you effectively make someone regret a lane swap. When your jungler is not allowed to jungle, you take global presence. But oh wow, here comes into the top lane, something impressive.
Oh yes, indeed. Evelyn was trying to go for a gank there, but however was chased off by the Thresh. However, here comes Hecarim. Hecarim wants to go for it, but he is backing off instead. They have placed a pink ward in that bush to avoid Evelyn ganks, which is a very strong move by them.
Yeah, they're doing exactly what they need to do, and now the red team is actually taking advantage of this and just poking down Nasus along with the tower. So they are just keeping that jungler presence away. But speaking of jungler
but here comes the Ghost. Lovely grab by Thresh there. However, Thresh is converting immediately on Twitch. Beautifully done. They're blocking the lance and they're going to stop him from getting anything. Fortunate pop of the barrier there. In fact, Zed's going to pop a flash and try and go for the first blood. However, he just misses it, giving it to Twitch. Sadly, however, Zed did manage to pick up that kill.
Yes, and however, a kill for the top lane is going to make him all the better, especially since KuroMakai is being starved like no other.
True that, but however, it was a first blood given to the Twitch, and that's the AD carry. You don't really want to be giving an AD carry first blood.
No, but if you look at the gold scores, even with the blue team getting the first blood, the red team is still ahead because of the farm.
Yes, and we can already see on the bot lane as well, lots of damage from Caitlyn and Lulu going down on the Nasus, having to make back Nasus back, and even Kha'Zix is backing on this one, so it's gonna give Caitlyn and Lulu the time to push bot lane, and at the moment, if they push it up, they have this tower in the bag.
And here's the thing of it all. Yes, Twitch got first blood, but look at the farm difference between Twitch and Caitlyn. Caitlyn has more than made up for that first blood, especially in Global Gold right now. That Caitlyn is ahead of this Twitch.
He is, and that's going to prevail for her late game, as Caitlyn does really well in the later cuts of the game, as she can output quite a bit of damage, as well as that snipe of hers doing quite a bit as well.
And with Zed being so far ahead of KuroMakai, KuroMakai is just going to have to do everything he can to farm and catch up. However, oh, looks like he's taking his evolution.
He is indeed. In fact, for
actually,
this
no,
time...
he was just standing there. Sorry. It looked like he was taking his evolution.
I don't know if he's level... No, he can't take his evolution. He's not level 6 yet.
I know, that's what I was saying. He's just standing there.
Go for... What do you think he'll go for first with evolution-wise?
He'll probably do the E first, like everyone else.
What, do you mean the spikes, or do you mean the fly?
I believe it's the improved jump.
Right, that makes some sense, but I also have seen some do... Say, oh wow, here comes the Hecarim ulti straight onto the Twitch. Twitch trying to back off, but there is so much damage going down onto the Twitch. They're going to try and pick it up. Nice flash there by Zed to pick it up, and they are going to keep converging onto the Thresh. So much damage going down right now. Hecarim still chasing it down, but here comes Nasus. Nasus is going to try and do something. Thresh is now going to have to back away. Nicely done by Nasus. Nasus is going to come onto the Hecarim. Hecarim trying to kite him around, but Thresh is going to do so much as possible he can. Nicely hooked there by Thresh, however, it's not going to be enough. Zed now has to try and hide. He's trying to get to get a kill on Nasus. He does successfully, however, he did just give double buffs to a Caitlyn. Not Caitlyn, a Katarina. And now here comes Evelyn onto the Thresh. Beautifully done. Here comes Katarina onto the Evelyn. Evelyn's going to have to try and flash away. Katarina's chasing her down. There goes the Death Loaders, and that's another pickup for Katarina right there.
It's just being passed around like crazy. However, the red team is still ahead in gold thanks to that global gold from that first tower. Otherwise, we are almost getting to an even point. But it looks like here comes more global gold. Thank you, Arcus DD.
Arcus DT playing that Caitlyn very well. with a burning pony playing the Lulu supporting him. Those two just seem to be doing so well together, taking not only one tower but two towers, both one bottom and one top. Already only just 9 minutes into the game.
Yes, and that is actually rather impressive, especially when you have a lane swap, really when you don't expect one.
I think they were expecting one in this case, and they were entirely prepared to go up against it in this situation. I think they did their homework before they went up against this team.
Who knows, who knows? But it seems to be paying off. We are even in kills, but not in towers.
We are indeed. It's 4-4 at the moment. First blood did go to the blue team, however, red team more than enough making up for it with all the engagements and towers they've taken.
Absolutely. Now, if only Kate could get some of that love for her affection, but here we go in the bot lane.
I'm going to have to stop you right there, because here comes another convergence onto the Twitch. Twitch still trying to pick up a kill, but Twitch just going to go straight down. Katarina coming down from the mid lane, I think, using a teleport to try and pick them up. However, they are going to try and run away out of this. They are going to try and converge onto the Katarina. Zed trying his best to try and get over. Nicely done there by Zed. Zed going to try and stay in the Dragon Pit. I don't know if he can escape. Nicely done. Lulu popping his ulti. They're going to try and converge, but they're all quite low health now. They're going to try and counter kite around the Katarina, but here comes Nasus. Nasus is going to try and chase them down as well. They're all so low health, but they stuck around a bit too long. Katarina picking up triple kill, going for the quadra, and there is the quadra kill, and she survives as well, thanks to the Thresh Lantern there.
Yes, it was crazy. Evelyn is still in the top lane. They are confused on where she is. However, they're about to find out exactly where she is.
They are indeed, as she starts revealing herself in the top lane. Katarina now getting herself a little bit fed now. She is now 6-0, quite far ahead. They need to think of what they're going to do now.
And even with that being ahead, this dragon is what's finally going to put them ahead. Finally, they have taken the gold lead, even with being 3 kills up, and that's the effectiveness of 2 turrets and the farm difference.
And KaZeX is going to try and push the top lane now to try and pick up the next one. I was correct in the evolution process. He did get his spikes first instead of his jump, so that's something interesting as well.
Yes, most KaZeX players will go ahead and evolve their E first into their Q. However, everyone has their own playstyle, especially in different situations. If you know you're doing good, you can definitely increase your spikes first. But if you need that mobility, you definitely increase that jump.
Yes. I actually generally don't go for my Q if I'm evolving KaZeX. I generally go for Azar as well. I don't think he needs the extra damage on his Q, but that's just my opinion. We'd like to hear what your opinions are as well, guys, so obviously throw them in the chat and there's a bit of an open discussion for you guys in the chat there. They're now going to 5-man push that mid tower though, and try and take that down.
It's the only outside turret they do not have. However, KaZeX is going to go ahead and try and come in on this from the side. However, they have wards there, a human ward named Evelyn. However, there is pink wards in there, so they're going to spot her out.
They do indeed, sadly. They can't really do anything with Evelyn while they have those pink wards up. They are pretty much in the safe zone while they have those pink wards up. They need to take out those pink wards before Evelyn can be able to do any sort of secretive moves, and that's what make Evelyn more effective.
Yes, while she's in a lane though, she's going to stay mostly unseen. However, the blue team has both bushes of the mid lane pink warded, so they know if she's going to flank or not.
Indeed.
Like right now.
Yep, right now they are trying to say she is trying to do something here, but she is still being seen by that pink ward. She can't do anything until that pink ward is gone. Which will be soon, I think.
Roughly about half a minute, yes.
Yeah, roughly about half a minute. So in that amount of time, I think she's just sticking around and just making sure that she isn't needed. But while she is doing this, she is wasting a little bit of time. So maybe she could do something else. I don't know. We'll just have to see what they do.
Taking the race would be a great way to use that time. However, I don't see it really happening. She is just hovering around, making sure she gets the drop on people. And looks like she's actually going to go top instead.
She is right now. She's decided. I think she's heard a few of the words that we've been giving, and she's now instead going to push top back. Good timing as well, as the top has been now pushing.
I was about to say, you know, we're 3 minutes behind, right?
Yeah, we are 3 minutes behind, so I don't know. We'll see. There goes the Thresh grab on the Lulu. Lulu, they are going to do a lot of damage, but Lulu uses her ulti. She is going to try and get out of that, but so much damage going down. And Katarina picks up 2 kills with a Twitch, picking up a 3rd. This is not going good for the Lunet's army right now. But here comes Zed onto the Twitch. Nicely done combination. Here comes the Nasus. Zed's going to try and go onto that Katarina, but finally the Katarina goes down by the Zed.
And what a huge bonus that Zed is getting. A 500 gold bonus just to take her down. However, it looks like the blue team is finally catching up to everything. They are now 2-2 turrets, 5 kills up, and as you can see, the gold advantage is now reflecting this.
They are. They may have started losing it early game, but ever since Katarina got those 9 kills, it's been pretty one-sided in these team fights. They need to find out or be able to shut Katarina down earlier in the fight to be able to win this, I think.
Absolutely. However, in the top lane.
However, in the top lane, I was watching, there was quite a bit of an engagement, quite a bit of a hoo-ha up there. There was a bit of a 1v1 going down with Hecarim and Kha'Zix. However, Evelyn did come in, and she did pick up the kill on the trying to escape Kha'Zix.
After he already took down the Hecarim, so...
yeah.
Shame, shame.
Shame, shame indeed, but hey, what can you do? This is League of Legends. They do need to try and pick up as many kills as they can, as they are now falling a bit behind.
In fact, Kha'Zix is going to go ahead and start building that Black Cleaver, as we can see, while Zed, his counterpart, already has a Blade of the Ruin King and 2 Torrent's Blades. So Zed is definitely going after that sustain.
They are going for that indeed. Whereas Katarina, right now, she's just going to happy and content to farm. Whereas the blue are going to keep pushing that mid down as much as possible. They're not going with the tactic they were last time, where they were split pushing with Shen. They are going to try and do a lot of convergence around. And that's pretty much what they have to do right now.
Absolutely. Zed Katarina just feeding herself even more. I mean, look at the difference. There's 108 farm to 94, 9 kills to 3. It's just insane.
And I just want to point something out, that Katarina does have teleport. So if there is going to be an engagement, she can teleport right in there and get right into it, just like the Shen did back in the other games.
And it also keeps her out of the core of the fight, so they burn their CCs. That being the Lunet's army, burning their CCs, and then here comes Katarina.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So let's just hope they can hold off their CV for now. Here they go. They're going for the tower dive. Nicely done by Lulu there to pick him up. They're going to try and pick up the Nasus. Down he goes, but they are quite low. However, here comes Katarina. As we said, Katarina coming in. It's a 1v1 versus the Zed. Zed's going to try and go down, but however, they did lose the team fight in front of the turret, and Zed's going to have to back off because he's now 1v4. Oh my word. This is not going into the Lunet army favor right now.
No, we're going to probably see the blue team taking it home and definitely crushing the dreams and hopes of a purple team finally winning today.
Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that it's not possible, and hope that blue team doesn't take it all for today. They are going to... Oh! Zed getting himself a little too close there in this engagement, and there jumped in the Kha'Zix and just took him straight out.
It's crazy on the burst damage that guy can do, and we're just seeing a complete stomp now in the favor of the blue team. The red team is doing everything they can. They are good players, but it's almost making them look like they're not trying.
In fact, here comes Hecarim. He's going to try and stop something, but he came in all alone, and that was pretty much a really bad move on their part. Hecarim went in on his own there. No backup. He left all his backup behind, and that just picked himself off. Because of that, Kha'Zix now going to get blue.
Not only that, but Katarina's going to go ahead and take the turrets. Now they're up 4-2 turrets.
Lunette's army is going to have to pull something out of the hat here if they're going to be KPS Gaming. They're really behind right now. Oh no, Zed! Oh no! Oh dear God, Zed is trying to be a bit of a human ward and face check a brush with 3 of them in it, with Katarina Kha'Zix, and I believe that was
a Thresh.
Thresh taking down that sad poor Zed that just didn't see it coming.
What a game, what a game.
It just seems that this game is going to be a little bit of a stomp. Red team doing all that they can. They are going to try and do as much as possible to try and prevent this stomp. They are losing. They are down 11 kills now, and they're already starting to lose their gold advantage that they had so earlier in the game, as they are now closing into that 10k of no return mark.
Well, we can only hope that they turn this around by the blue team making a mistake that the red team can exploit and turn this around on. However, I don't see that being likely. The blue team has been very good on their execution.
Yes, yes. I think one of the main things that have led to the blue team's quite awesome ascent is the fact that most of their games they've been picking up that Thresh, and Thresh has been one of those heavy support characters that has been doing so well in these games.
Thresh has had a 100% win rate in our tournament today.
100% win rate indeed, and the fact that they banned off Draven as well, forcing our Arcus DD to go at Caitlyn, was also a bit of a major blow for Lunette's army.
And maybe forcing them to beat Lulu. No, I'm kidding. They've been playing Thresh.
It does mean that they have had to pick some picks that they may have not wanted to pick. And that's kind of where the whole point of being able to play different champions comes into effect. Thresh, okay, Thresh is their strongest pick on their team, but unless they say if the red team had to play other supports as well, they could have probably turned this around in some way, shape, or form, I think.
Well, it's not just necessarily the support, but I understand you're just giving an example, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean, don't you?
Well, I would just want to save some feelings.
Yes. I have some feelings to confess to you, Kuro, and I don't think I can say hold them back any longer.
Oh goody. I know, right? The appropriate response. Oh goody.
Kuro, I hate you. I hate you with all my heart.
I already knew this. Go back to your non-existent girlfriend.
Oh, thanks. Let's get back into the game before we get a little bit carried away, shall we?
You know what else that doesn't exist?
Don't you dare.
My retinas don't exist right now. I think I can't see.
I was gonna say, the last time you gave a comment like that, it was rather harsh.
Don't worry, I'm not that kind of guy. I just can't see right now.
That's fine. Is your eyesight playing up still, or?
Yes. I think it's from the 7 straight hours of watching a video.
You're gonna have to get some rest after this, I think. We'll see if we can get someone else in for the finals. If not, well...
No, I can still stream it.
Are you sure? I don't want to just, like...
I said I have all day today. I have all day today.
Alright, fair enough. Well, moving straight back into the game, KuroMakai pushing that bot lane, forcing red teams to have to make a difficult choice once again. Do they protect their bot lane or do they protect their mid lane? Right now they're trying to decide between the two and converge on each one. KuroMakai is a little too fed at the moment, well, a little too ahead at the moment. Even though he was starved early game, he's brought himself back. Zed, yes, he has a lot of the damage right now, but he is against the KuroMakai, and KuroMakai is beating him down like a drum. Katarina taking that top turret there, putting them in a very difficult position. Now forcing even Hecarim to make a run for it. Katarina still pushing that top lane as hard as possible. There goes the shutdown on Kha'Zix. Nicely played there by the Zed. A nice load of damage going down. However, they did just make the wrong move in trying to engage. There goes the Nasus coming in for a double kill right there. Katarina, beautifully done to avoid the snipe there. Katarina coming in and doing so much damage. Is she going to get out of it alive? Yes, she is. She got out of that and pretty much set about an ace on the entire team.
I think this is where we're just going to have to start calling it GG. We are at a 13k difference. And when you just can't kill a Katarina, that's when you know it's game.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Katarina now 12-1 ahead. She has already got her Abyssal Scepter, she's got her Zhonya's and her Zorg Boots, and is already building what I can believe is a Zhonya's Death Cap.
A Zhonya's Death Cap.
A Rabadon's Death Cap, I apologize.
It's okay. That would be an awesome item.
Combine two together to make Zhonya's Death Cap.
Zhonya's Hour Cap. I don't understand.
Oh god.
Randuin's Nightcap. Wait, what? Now they're drinking? Aww.
Oh dear. So, right now, where the lines stand, do you think Lunatabi could come back from this?
As I say all the time, I'm always an optimist when it comes to this. They need the blue team to make a mistake. They need to exploit it and rubber band back from it. That is the only way.
That is the only way. Let's just hope they can come back from this. Fingers crossed we can see if Lunet's army does do anything. However, they are making it incredibly difficult for the red team to do anything at the moment. They keep making them do difficult choices over and over and over again.
It's like deja vu. I see Thresh always clearing wards. I see Thresh always at Baron Pit, clearing the same wards in the same locations. No matter what team it is, I see the same thing every game, and I'm starting to lose my sanity, I think.
Oh dear. Well, only one more game to go after this. Hey, buddy.
What?
Don't go Cthulhu on me now, buddy. Don't go Cthulhu on me now. Thresh picking up yet another ward. Red team still trying to push back their lanes, but
I don't think Cupcakes count as wards.
I don't know if they can come back from this. I think they're pretty in a bad spot right now, red team.
I love how you won't say they're boned or screwed. They're just in a pretty bad spot.
Okay, they are pretty boned. They are pretty boned.
There you go, everybody. I got the British guy to say boned.
Hey, I want to say a pretty posh and awesome word rather than Americanism. Is that so much to ask?
Yes.
Oh god.
I'm sorry. What server are you casting for?
All right.
North America.